Hello. This is Wendy with Canon Planning. I'm so excited to be joining you guys again today. All throughout the month of April in 2024, we are talking about social media planning, and it coincides with the new releases from Tula 12, which are the mixed media. And so it would just fit so well to be talking about media in general. So I really wanted to dive into social media planning. My job as a planner coach of direct sellers, mompreneurs, network marketers, and small business owners is to help you build goals, develop habits, and manage your tasks so that you can take back control of your 24 hours using a paper planner. So we are going to dive back into the teacher student insert. I shared this insert last week, so April 8th, last week, we talked about how you can use this particular insert to do your planning on a monthly basis for your direct sales channels, based on just some basic tips, Monday through Friday, how you could set it up. I showed how I use mine on a regular basis because this is the one that I'm using. But today I wanted to dive into using this insert specifically for Instagram. Back in 2023, I did a Paint This Week challenge with Brenda Stir. If you have never done that, you need to go check it out. It's one of the most amazing things that you can do on Instagram. It's a fantastic challenge. Great way for you to show up for your friends, your followers, and your customers. But I wanted to tell you or walk you through how I went about the planning of that event. So let me go ahead and first show you again what this insert looks like. It is a teacher-student insert. It has a place for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the week of with some note sections on the bottom. Across the side, it gives you a place for you to see the different classes that you might be part of if you're using this for teacher student. If you are using this as a network marketer, you might want to put the different channels that you are available there. I have mine set up backwards. So I actually cover up the top part of this and then put the days of the week down the side and then track the 5 channels that I'm on across the top here with notes in the corner. Now, let's talk specifically about Instagram and how you can use this insert for Instagram. So my part of the Paint This Week challenge was called Plananigans. I love doing it. I did not do it this year. I had some other obligations that I needed to take care of first. And so I wanted to make sure that I could give it all of its full attention. I could not, and therefore I did not participate this year. What I want to do is kind of walk you through why I chose this particular insert to use. You'll notice that I have disregarded all of the lines on here, the ones going vertical, and then I've kind of just written some notes. So what I wanted to do first is I wanted to spend some time talking about what did I want to cover in this Instagram challenge that I was doing. You can use this for basic Instagram planning over the course of the month. You can use this for a challenge specifically. You can make it very thematic. This one happened to be all about Paint This Week Green. So everything in here was green related. And these are the things that I took time to do. So first thing I did was create a list of all the things that I wanted to cover in this event. I did the 3-step system. I talked about covers, inserts, direct sales, what was in my inserts, direct sales, calendar, goals and finance, teacher gradebook, social media, parties with notes. Those were the inserts that I covered. And then I wanted to talk about accessories. So pockets, magnetic clips, tabs. Those were my 3 favorites. Then I talked about special freebies. Did I want to include green products? Was I doing a rainbow of colors? I wasn't quite sure yet. This was kind of just my brainstorming idea. Did I want to do it in an event style? Was I concerned about the planning schedule and what I needed to put together for that, where to follow me? So I needed to give them some different ideas of how to get to the next place to find me. More information, like what did they need from me? And then I needed some story ideas. So this was just the basic layout of putting together the ideas. Then I went through and asked myself some questions. Who am I sharing with? So basically, who is my ideal client? Who am I talking to? What do I want to teach and share? What did I want to incorporate about this information in the product as I was going along for the presentation? What benefits is this going to be for my followers? So I'm going to be solving a pain point. What pain point am I going to be solving, and how am I going to be going about doing that? And how can my value help someone else on their planning journey? So what was I going to be able to provide for them? What value did I have? And what results do I want them to get? At the end of this, what did I want them to be able to learn or know how to do? Am I solving a problem they might have? This is just questions I'm asking. Does my value speak to my ideal client? Was I actually talking to my ideal client, or was I just throwing stuff out there? Is this information for you? You being my ideal client, is it information that I need to be able to make reference to? Is it educational? Is it entertaining? And is it valuable? All questions that I needed to answer. So this was the planning stage of it. As I was preparing what I wanted to do, I would go through and determine what I wanted to cover. The next thing I did was actually not in an insert, but it was actually on these planning, on these little mini Post-it notes. And you'll see that these Post-it notes are almost the same size. They're a little bit larger, but almost the same size as our squares. So what I did next is determine that I wanted to do 12 posts. So these are the 12 posts that I'm using. I wanted to do 12 posts. And so I went and found 12 real musics that I wanted to use. So I would not reel as in R-E-A-L, but R-E-E-L, because I was on Instagram. So I wanted to go find some reels that I wanted to be able to incorporate into my information. So I wrote down the ideas of the music that I wanted, excuse me, and what idea they covered. So for example, we'll go to number 1 and it says, why are you acting weird? Sorry. One of the things that you will notice is if you go back and watch this recording that I did, or this layout that I did, all of this information is still there. So you can go back to St. Patrick's Day 2023 and you will be able to find all of this stuff. So why are you acting so weird was my intro. Then I wanted to work with you. So I was talking to my ideal client. There was also every girl has 3 obsessions. What are yours? Let's see. Which style of planner are you? One Republic, love runs out. So I had all the ideas or all the music written at the top. Or if it wasn't music and it was just the words that I was using, I had those at the top. Then the next thing I needed to do was figure out how I was going to put these in there and in what order. So you'll notice that it says intro, why are you acting so weird? So I went and grabbed my very first one and I went, okay, this is the very first one that I want to put in there. And then I went, what is the next one I want to do? So I went and numbered these all in the order that I wanted to put them in. So here's 2, here's 3, 4 is over here. And you'll notice that as I'm putting these on here, these are in the order that they're going to post. So if you ever look at an Instagram wall, it is a grid of 3, which is why I love this insert for this planning purpose, it is 3. And then the way you want to post them is to start in the bottom corner and go backwards so that you can post your grid in the direction that you want to. So if you are doing Instagram planning using this insert, know that you have to start at the bottom and go up to this corner at the top in order for you to be in the correct posting order. So then I had number 5. Now this helps really well if you are doing a Instagram grid. So if you have a grid that you've created in Canva, this helps immensely with that. Number 8, number 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I put them all on here like this in the order from the place I wanted to write until the very end. Now you will see that I don't need these sticky notes anymore because I actually wrote the information here. But this gives you a great way to see how you can make your planning happen using both the Post-it note system. So finding the music that you want, knowing what questions you want to ask in order to make sure that you are reaching your ideal client or that you are solving a problem for them, and then being able to plan from corner to corner in a backwards fashion in the way that you want to. Now, do you have to do this all in one? Do you have to do this all in one event? Like, do you actually have to post this in one event? Or can you take the time to do this for your whole month of planning? You could start here, and let's say today is the 15th. So you go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We're in April, so it only has 30 days. And then we start on May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Okay, so you give yourself an opportunity to do that. You can do this over the course of a month. You can do it over the course of a couple of months if you post once every 3 days or so. This will give you an opportunity to build your content right in there and write yourself some notes. If you are doing a monthly planning, then definitely utilize this for getting your structure. Maybe you came across some music that you really love. Take a second to write it down. You can even grab a little mini Post-it note and write that down on the mini Post-it note and stick it there so that you can refer to it later, an idea of what you wanted to incorporate it with that. And then you just start plugging them in where you want them to go. You can rearrange them. And then once you decide where you want to have them, you just write that information in the square, just like I did here with this one when I wrote, now they're stuck and they don't want to come off. When I wrote, you do this every day. And then I wrote on here, because I love it, be consistent. So that was something that I was really focusing on in this particular thing. Again, I have not been on Instagram for a while. I know things have changed over there, but the planning aspect always remains the same because it's still a 3-part grid. You're still wanting to talk to your ideal client. You're still wanting to solve problems, and you're still wanting to make sure that you're giving as much value and information as you can to your customers while also educating them and entertaining them at the same time. So the process doesn't change, even though the platform might change a little bit, but taking some time and planning, utilizing that is super, super helpful. If you want to actually go and watch this in action, I am over on Instagram under Cannon Planning. I haven't posted there in a little bit because it's not part of my funnel right now, but this information from this actual Plananigans event in March of 2023 is still available. You just have to scroll a little bit to take a look at it. It's all green. Everything in that particular section is all green. Or you can search the hashtag Plananigans and should be able to find it that way as well. So you can kind of see how I put that together with the grid. If you have found this information helpful, friends, and you want to share it with someone else who is working on planning content for Instagram, please feel free to share this out, and I will see you guys back here next Monday for a fantastic tip. See y'all soon.